at home. You have to come over here, Karl, so we can see you. And the fur is still hanging on the wall. It's so fluffy! No, we're sending from home today because I had a sick day. I earned a green stripe in my mood blanket, which I am like 15 days behind on now. I have to catch up. Anyway. Can you see Karl? I can't see him. There he is. Karl, you have to go get a beer.
Yeah, I'm just going to take something random out of the
yeah, something like less than 10% would be good. Maybe less than 9.
Random is random. So if there are lemons in it, there are lemons in it. I'm fine with it.
Okay, so he gets to go and choose his own beer out of the box. We'll catch up and see who's here, though. Oops, there we go. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. I cannot use my computer screen because we're not on Wi-Fi, so I have to use on my phone. But I lost my chat. There it is. Ooh, lots of people here. Raymond is here. We're on a Sunday today, by the way. Albert is here. He was getting his drinks and snacks. I think on mine it says Garcia's first, actually. No, but she says hello to Albert, so there's got to be another line in there. I'm not seeing. Oh, there's Albert way at the top. If I stretch, Anyway, Raymond says he finally caught up on his mood blanket. He was over a week behind at the end of January and had some drama. Mom's in the hospital, but all good for now. All good, she's feeling better. Mine is, I think I made 1 row since the last we spoke. This is February 1st, February 2nd, then 3rd, and then 4th. So I'm on the 4th. Today is the 19th. Oh, crap, I'm behind. I have some excellent excuses, but I have a log. It's going to be pretty much all blue except for 3 days get green. I have a story there because I'm an idiot. But careful what you wish for. If you wanted to, like, wish for a sick day so that you would get a green in there. So there's going to be a little splash of green in about this far. But anyway, this is as far as I got on mine. If you don't know what the mood blanket was, there's a Facebook group on it. Kiwi did something last year which we all thought was quite cool. She made a blanket and assigned her mood swing to a different color so you can see how moody she was. And you can either do 1 stripe a day or just a length of yarn a day, and you assign your own colors to it, however many moods you think you need. So far I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4 moods, 5 moods. So my moods are, let's see, brown was productive, so I'm a lot more productive than I thought. I had to order brown yarn. I looked everywhere. I even found an old project. This is a really old project that will never get finished anyway. It was going to be a shawl. I've already ripped out a couple of rows. I'm ripping it apart to get the brown out, but it's the same wool. I've checked. I have a little bit more red and I have a little bit more orange yellow in stash, but I did not have any more brown, so I actually had to order some skeins online because there's no way in hell, if this is a month, like that's a month, there's no way in hell I'm gonna have enough for 12 months. I have 3 very small skeins of brown left. So anyway, but you don't have to do it from a calendar year. We start at the 1st, but you can start from today, for example, if you wanted to. So then it would be from February 19th to February 19th if you did. Anyway, so that was really quickly about that. I see Roger's here too, by the way. He says hello to you and Nolvia, by the way. He says Sunday morning breakfast companion. We're on Sunday today because we had a visit with the landlord yesterday to go over things that needed to be fixed, like the broken door that's keeping us freezing. But the basement is insulated. Yep. So Karl made a clinging noise. What did you pick?
I took random.
I'll keep saying hi in a minute.
I took 2 randomly. So I ended up with these 2.
Got a bright light behind you, so you might have to sit over here.
The Bear and the Beast from Røros Bryggeri. That's a normal bear, not the
bear and the bear. Yeah, the Bear and the Beast. We have to show the can. Can't see it. It's all about the can. That one's from Røros. That's near where the Bluenesses live. Blåfjell.
Exactly.
Yeah. Was this a Christmas one?
No.
No. Okay. This is how many percent? We're just going to see how bad you're going to be.
4.7.
4.7. He's on the shallow side of the pool today, folks. Yeah.
This one is a little bit stronger, but not much. It's
is that the Belgian one?
6.2. Duchess de Bourgogne.
Duchess de Bourgogne? Yeah, there you got another Belgian one.
So very, very Belgian.
Now you can show it a little bit more.
If you look at the
Watch
other
it.
side of the
Reach for it,
label,
Karl.
you will
Reach for
see
it.
that the word Belgian is written at least 11 times.
Is it that Bill? Oh my God, yes. It's this one here, you mean? This side?
Yep.
Belgium, 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 Belgium.
So now you can say Belgian bear in 11 different languages, but identifying the languages might be the challenge.
What does it say? Is in Flanders red ale? Oh, I can't read that. No, it's Dutch. Or Belgian maybe. I don't know. But anyway, this one is how many percent? 6.2. Yeah, so he only getting a little tipsy today. That's good. Yeah, so anyway, wish you're going to start with the Duchess, see if you like it?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
You do that. If you sit a little over here, though, they don't get the bright lights in the eyes. Like, okay, put the cat down. Say hi, cat. Slide over a little bit, then you got the bright light. There. I have a paint light that we're using for crafting, that I use for crafting anyway, but it's brighter. There you go. Now it's a little bit better. Okay, then I can see a little on chat here too, because I got a lot to catch up to do. I like how the chat is literally a chat with everybody. It's so cute. It's so nice to see. Let's see. Torun is here from Texas. Hello. Albert says he's worked most of the weekend. Albert said he had to work most of the weekend, was lucky to have Valentine's Day free, so he and the girlfriend hung out and chilled. Oh, that's nice. We didn't do a damn thing. And then we had Mother's Day in Norway too, and we didn't do a damn thing either.
Mexican insults to your daughters. And that's
I did, because my kids have a birthday on Valentine's Day, so it's kind of like one-upped by them. So it's better to focus on them. Yep, I send them some candy. They're 15 now. Yeah, I was sending them Mexican pictures left and right because obviously in Mexico you have quinceañera. That is not a good face on you, Karl.
No, this is a bear that thinks it's a wine.
Did the Belgian lose on you now?
I understand why you have to write the word Belgian 11 times on the label, because nobody would have guessed.
Really?
This tastes like some kind of poor abused red wine.
So you have to finish it, of course, but not in one go. Where's your... I put your glass. It was next to the sink, so you could have your proper Viking glass.
Apparently I forgot to clean it. So
instead
of washing it, I took the clean one.
He's sponsoring Voss beer. That's the Voss beer glass. We sell those in the store. I don't know if we have the glasses anymore, but we have the beer still.
Yeah.
That's local, the beer.
Yeah, and it's not horrible. It's pretty good for shop beer.
For the Voss beer, yeah, because it has to be under 5% to sell it. So I was going to turn my kids Mexican because I wanted to dress them up in quinceañera balls. If you don't, that sounds really bad. Quinceañera ball gowns, not balls. Yeah. So quinceañera, they have, it's like the American Sweet 16 party in the southern states.
Something like a piñata.
I don't know, you hit them 15 times, I guess. Anyway, in the southern United States, you have Sweet 16 parties. I don't know, maybe they have them in another part, but we don't really do that in Minnesota. It's just something you say, but it's not like a huge party thing. But I guess in Mexico and even some southern states in the United States also, they have the quinceañera, which is turning 15, and they have these ball gowns that would make Cinderella cry. They're huge. So just look it up, quinceañera, which is the 15th party, or if you can do 15th birthday party Mexico dresses. It's huge. So I splashed them all over my kids' page because I thought we should dress them up like upside down meringues and sparkle them up. We had plans. Sigrun was gonna make the gown, and my Aunt Bernie was gonna help out. It was gonna be great fun. Oops, sorry, I tilted the thing. So I embarrassed my kids. They're sending me pictures. They're sending me messages like, "Oh my God, Mom." Let's see where else we gotta go. Way back up again. It's hard to catch up on the phone here. Okay. Prude is here. She said we had such thunderstorms here last night, and she woke up at about a foot above her bed. Oh no, we haven't had. Well, we have a little snow here. That's about it. Let's see. Scratch up. Karsten and Doro are here from Germany. Flensburg. Yeah, I have to say that correctly. And Garcia's here from Holland. She's going to send him some rain. That'll be good. Raymond can't get away free. Everyone's been getting a rain. There's enough rain in Germany, too. James is here as well. He says, hi, Karin and Karl. I'm Nalbinding with a dowel and a flat panel sweater. So you're going to do, like, lace stitches or I have one video that I put up a long time ago because somebody wanted to know how to make stitches bigger. If you wanted to go kind of lacy and you want to go bigger than your thumb, but you want attention. So then I took the broomstick. Actually, it was either the broomstick or it was the end of the toilet plunger, not the bad end, the good end of the stick. And I took it and I would needle bind around it so that you could get these really big fat loose stitches, but they would all be even in size. And then I had to one up that. I took a jelly jar and that really big fat wool that was very popular for making blankets for a while. I think it still is actually. And I needle bound around a jelly jar and it was huge. I was going to make myself a cowl out of it. The gauge was perfect. I put it on and you couldn't see any. It's just this. Hi. It's funny. That's got to be somewhere. But anyway, so it'll be fun to see how you're doing. Anyway, I have a flat panel sweater. That's going to be fun to see. And then Kiwi's here from Bergen, taking a little break from needle binding to crochet a gift for my cousin, or her cousin. She's allergic to wool, so she's using silk, which isn't ideal to needle bind with. No, it's not. I've done it, actually, the Hypur silk. It's like a little bag, and I did the single Danish stitch, or is it called, not single Danish? I don't like that name. But just regular Danish anyway. I just did the buttonhole stitch. That was it. And it's going to be the most expensive thing I ever make if I ever finish it. It's very slippery to work with silk. Anne Moreau is here from Belgium. Carson said, planned last day season for Sijin, rebuild of the ship type Skud Elf 3 with our skipper and the crew. Do you know this one?
I know about the Skudalv ships. I believe, I'm not entirely sure. Is Skudalv 3 the biggest one, or was that maybe?
Well, tell us what a Skudalv ship is for people like me who don't know.
Not too far from Roskilde, there was this bay or inlet where I believe it is 4, but I'm not sure. Somebody who is actually working with it will know a lot more than me.
Yeah.
But these ships are not burial ships. They are ships that are sunk on purpose to probably to block off the harbor or something.
Oh yeah, I've read about that.
So they are, and one of them is really, really big, as in comparison to things like Oseberg and Goksna.
Oh really? Oh, so they're Viking ships though.
Yeah.
Oh wow, no, I was only thinking about the modern ones that are down on. They made some sort of harbor out of burying ships, but these are much newer, like the last.
Is that something the Danish are doing?
No. This is somewhere down, I want to say Middle East, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Denmark is not in the Middle East.
No?
Roskilde is not in Abu Dhabi.
Roskilde. Torben is here, by the way. I gotta go a little bit. It keeps zipping back to the beginning, so I have to keep scrolling up. There we go. Trying to keep my finger on the thing so it doesn't go away. What is Torben up to? He says, gotta keep my finger on it so it doesn't go away. Going under the X today, Karl. Torben says, made it, just came in from the battlefield. Me and Torin had an epic snowball fight. I bet Torin won. Torin is how old now? 3? 2, 3? Yeah. 3 maybe, 4 maybe. No, he could kick your butt. I'm sure of it. Arlene is here from Selkirk, Manitoba. Sunny and cold. So that's where the sun went. No, actually, we had sun yesterday. Did it hit the village today?
No, it was cloudy.
The sun is going to hit the village. It's so close. It's almost on the ground. And then they're going to be standing there like prairie dogs.
Yeah, no, Toril and Georg photographed it.
Oh, so there did actually come out?
Yeah.
Ah! That's a big day in Gudvangen.
I think Toril cheated a little bit because she photographed it over by the hotel and it comes earlier to the hotel than it does to the village.
Oh, that is cheating, yeah.
Georg has a proper village photo.
That's like 200 meters closer, yeah.
Closer to the sun.
Closer to the sun, there you go. Arlene said, oh, I flashed up again, talking about a huge Akita. There we go, let's see. The screen keeps scrolling down. There we go. Cat wants pets. Yep, the cat wants to be petted. Oh my gosh, it went all the way to the bottom, I think. Karl is doing beer roulette. Elf is here. Welcome back. And let's see. Andrea's here from sunny Duluth. Nancy's here too, I see. Oh, there we go. And it's from Seattle. And let's see. Oh, there we go. Now I'm kind of caught up, I think. Maybe a little bit further back. Okay, now I know I'm right on here. There's lots here. Scrolling with my finger looking like this. You get a really good look at my cold sores. I got 3 of them today. I don't know. I mean, 3 of them in a couple of days. I don't know how. I get cold sores when the season changes, and now we're going from cold to a slightly warmer. Not really, but it's thinking about it. So then 1, 2, 3 cold sores in one go. And,
I
they're.
haven't gone under the axe.
I haven't got under the X yet. No. Ew. That's why he's an X. Anyway. Elf needs to get the yarn for the mood blanket. Gotta wait till payday. Yep, no, I had to wait to get mine too. So, some new ones anyway. So, then it's probably a good thing because if I was caught up, I probably would have been out of brown by now. Victorian 111 is here. It's Molly, or hi from Molly. I'm usually in Oregon, but at a convention in Maryland this week, working on Mom and Stitch and Flat Start pouch. Oh, that'll be cool to see. And then now she said, so we got 2 sides of the country. That's pretty good travel to Maryland. Doro says I'll be doing that in the winter, finishing the linen dress I started last spring. Oh, good. I think we got to do mood blankets all the way around. It's the only way we can find out how truly moody we are. Then Roger's here from Huntington Beach. He says, yeah, that was the Sunday morning breakfast. Max is here, currently working on making a pair of null-bound socks in the anatomically correct way. You want to try to explain anatomically correct socks, Carl?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
2 toes, probably.
Ah, so
Yeah.
like the Egyptian
The
ones.
Egyptians were the thong ones, yeah. Thong, not that thong. Flip-flops. Adorable kitty, they like that. Carl's friend. PJ's here, by the way. Robert says, Belgium. Is that like badger, mushroom, badger.
I think in this
Our age is showing. I know what that is.
in this case, there somebody put some wine in a bottle, and then I thought, if we just write Belgian bear all over it, somebody's bound to believe it.
Anne says, I'm so behind on my blanket. Good thing we can null bind now. That's good. So I'm not the only one. You guys are just trying to make me feel better, though. But I have a log anyway, so I know which days are supposed to be which colors.
There's something
Yeah?
about it tells me that if I was drinking this when I was very warm, I might like it.
You might like it if you're very warm. So summer beer, maybe. We do have to do a summer beer tasting. We've decided, because there's so many summer beers out there with a lot of mangoes.
Yeah, but you know what they do with summer bears, right?
No.
Add more water.
Yeah. That's probably a good thing. You need to dry out from the winter. Let's see. Max says, wow, I didn't know your kids were born on Valentine's Day. This is very rare and unusual, but only a first-time parent of the best Valentines ever in anyone's lifetime. Yep. No, they are a product of science, those two. It took 7 years and a team of highly trained specialists. We had absolutely no reason we couldn't get pregnant. It just took flipping forever. Not Karl, by the way. I'm not reproducing with him. No, my ex and I. Anyway, there was just bad luck. It was literally 7 years bad luck. So, and then we get all these attempts that we can try. I think it was 3 of artificial insemination and 3 of an in vitro. And the last and final attempt before we had to head to Denmark worked. And every time they asked, would say, how many eggs would you like to put in? You can put 1 or 2. After a certain age, you can put up to 2 eggs. And in very rare cases, you can put 3, but you won't end up with the octomom. Not intentionally anyway, in Norway. But it's a lot of it is covered by socialized medicine because it would have been way too costly, by the way, otherwise. Just the medicine alone is insane, which is what we had to cover. But anyway, so I ended up with twins. That was the first thing we asked is how many are in there? And they said, I see a lot of arms and legs. So they found out there was 2. And then they were supposed to be born on March 26th or something like that. But they're twins, so they come a little bit early. And so they were so excited in the hospital. They're like, oh, you're going to have twins on Valentine's Day, and they're girls, too. I ordered 1 boy. No, anyway, I'm very, very happy with my girls. They're absolutely awesome. And I didn't really care that they were born on Valentine's Day. I just wanted them out. But anyway, so that's a long version of that story. But no, they're very cool. And there's one with blonde hair, one with red hair, which is kind of fun. Let's see. Elf says, so I have an acrylic yarn that I want to use for null binding, but I wouldn't know how to join the strands. Look up lazy join or Russian join, or you could just do a simple knot and tie the ends in later. You can try to overlap them a bit. That gets a little bit tricky. I would just do, for starters, just do a little simple knot, and then just keep binding around, and then later just kind of weave the ends in. If the knot is too big, you can try to unwork the knot anyway too. Sometimes you can do spit splice anyway, or, oh yeah, you could do a needle felting join, where you kind of felt it in together. You could try to untwist it and twist it in together. I think Ann Decker put out a new video about that. To join your yarns together. There's a bunch of creative. There's one called the mango join, which I think is pretty much the same as, or it's very similar to a Russian join. Anyway, but and you can braid it. You can sew it in together. Anyway, there's some different ways to do it. So look up different ways of joining or splicing yarn and see which one you can do. I usually just do a lazy join. If I pick out the white socks today, I can show you how I do that because I also use it on white yarn. Because it doesn't matter how clean my hands are. If I'm doing spit splicing white yarn, it will show. So anyway, Karl is marked with cat scent. Oh yeah, no, yours totally sorted. Albert can't get beer anymore because Gudvangen sold them, shut down. The Gudvangen that sold them shut down. Oh. Anne Moreau says, Duchess of...
Gudvangen that sold them shut down.
That's what he wrote. The Gudvangen that sold them shut down. It might be a little bit higher up which kind of beer it is. We'll have to look back at that. Nope, Cat wants pets. Anyway, so to figure out which one, it's probably further down. She says Duchess of Bourgogne or whatever. Bourgogne is a French wine. Are you drinking French wine? It's another fake Belgian.
That's my theory. They just buy French wine and call it Belgian beer and some stupid asshole.
The one and only. But it was in the beer section though.
Yeah, and also if you read the place where they say the word Belgian 60 million times, it says Belgian beer.
Okay. It does smell like wine.
Belgische beer. Bière Belgique.
That smells like a porter.
Belgian beer.
Port wine.
Belgische Bier.
Belgium. Poland.
Cerveza Belgia. Birra do Pepini.
Jessica
Malto Belgia.
Collier is here from Washington.
Belgisk öl.
Karl's gone.
Chevra Belgia. Belgia la 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 len upp YouTube. That's probably Finnish.
Yeah.
Or belgisk starköl. That's probably
Belgian.
Swedish.
That's Swedish for Belgian strong beer. Nella's here, by the way, from Finland. They've got snow as well. Albert says if somebody wants snow, just about 2 meters of snow piled outside. Yeah, you got a lot of snow in your part of Norway. I noticed he's near Hamar, outside of Hamar and Brumunddal, I think.
Yeah, the inland always gets.
Yep. Let's see, they're all comparing snow sizes. Turin is currently knitting a practice piece with cheapo acrylic yarn. I hate acrylic yarn. You know what? You turn into a snob. The acrylic yarn is so wonderful. You're like, oh my God, it's so wonderful and cheap. This red heart stuff, I can make so much. And then you try like the wool or the natural fibers and you can't go back. I have that blanket that's over there still, one that I started knitting a long time ago with my old acrylic yarn. And it's been probably 15 years and I still can't finish the damn thing because it itches my fingers now. You would think wool would itch your fingers, but nope. It's the acrylic that is because it's so plastic. But it is very good to do a test piece with anyway, because then you don't care if it has to just throw. But yep, no, welcome to the Yarn Snob Society.
It is the same thing with bear. When I started to be interested in bear, I bought everything. And now I'm going, yeah. Did you buy it in the darkest corner of Vinmonopolet from a blind left-handed nun?
Yeah, the dusty
If not,
ones.
I'm not interested.
Yeah, and if it's dusted, it's no good. It's got to be completely full of dust. Let's see. I'm going to keep going. Oh, thank you. They said it was pretty, the blanket. Max is using Mom and Corgan Stitch for the socks, but using F2 as my usual way to work on needle binding when it comes to, or Nalbinding when it comes to Finnish, French, or Russian stitches. I never made one of those socks. Arlene has great, huge American Akita German Shepherd puppies. But it's still a puppy. It's going to be a big dog. Yes, says Doro, Karsten Doro. Yes, the Skuldselv 3 is a Knur type. A Knur type. It's a trading ship. PJ is spinning today. Had to restring the spinning wheel, but don't think that I've got the tension right now. I'm not very good at that with the spinning wheel yet. I have to find a spinning wheel that I know where all the parts are there too, because I've only been using one that's missing a couple of parts and then it keeps coming off. It's irritating. Peruta Toast book tutorial. She is getting visas for South Africa. She said getting visas for South African is impossible. Yep, we have we're hiring people for the shop right now. And she's going through application after application after application. But not for the village. As far as I know, you don't need any guides. Are you hiring any guides this year?
I don't know.
No,
it's
I don't either.
Tour's side of the table, so I'm mostly out of it.
No, as far as I know, it was shop. Arlene says we are now outside making a bag in York while Henry is chasing the squirrels on wires. He's a little cold on the hands. I'm assuming Henry's the Akita. Albert needs to read up on the Roskilde ships. He has boat plans for the Gusling boat. Is that right? He's question mark. It's the Gusling boat.
From context, I'm assuming it's one of the Roskilde ones.
Yeah.
But I wanted in one of the books we used to sell, or maybe in one of the ones we still have in the store. I'm thinking the green book, The World of the Vikings.
Yep.
There is kind of one double page with Viking ships with the comparative sizes and the names. And I see the Roskilde ships have names like Skudelv 1, Skudelv 2, I think it goes at least up to 4. But I do believe I've seen a Skudelv 6 somewhere.
Really?
So there is a lot of ships in this find.
That would be so cool.
They are not in great condition because they were found at the bottom of either the sea or a river. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
This is Denmark. I don't pay attention. But these are actual ships that were actually used. They are not. One suspicion one always have with burial ships is that they are just meant to be burial ships. And then you wouldn't build them seaworthy, and there is no reason to, because they're not going to sail anywhere in this world.
Oh, I didn't really. Yeah, I would have just assumed they used a regular.
Yes, and that seems to be the case with the Gokstad ship, but people are more uncertain about the Oseberg ship. Is the Oseberg ship, was it ever meant to be on the sea?
Maybe that's why they have to repair.
Built as a coffin, basically. Viking swords have the same thing, have the same issue, because they stretch from almost comically bad quality to horrendously good quality. And one theory about the swords of ridiculously bad quality is that they're just meant to be put in a grave anyway, so who cares?
Oh!
If the sword breaks the first time it's used, the guy is in Valhalla, so he's not going to complain to me about it. So...
He might. Max says, what I meant about anatomically correct is that I made a round start of 15 stitches and I creased in every first, every second, every third in the same number as the round start. Ah, okay. It depends on which stitch I have. If I have to start with, sometimes I have to start with 8. Sometimes I have to, so I always have to wing it as to see. But if the math is working, then that's so much easier when that does that. That's the way crocheters would do it too. Let's see, I'm going to flip it. Oh, Kaya's here from Tregda, says hi to the kids from me. Yep, they are arriving tomorrow morning. My kids are on the night train today. Jennifer Miller is here, welcome back. Max used a braided join as usual way for acrylic yarn. Yeah, that's a nice
Kaya
way to
is
do
in
it.
Selja unless she can teleport.
Well, she said hi from Tregda.
Ah,
Yeah, but she's Tregda representing in Selja.
I'm
Or is she
guessing
in
so.
Selja representing Tregda? Yeah. Kaya is Karl's sister. She's up visiting the father today because we got the kids coming. And I promised to take them to Bergen, and then we had car issues, and then we didn't get to go to Bergen, and then Christmas time, so now we have to go to Bergen while they're here for winter vacation. It's winter vacation on the east side of Norway this week, and next week is the west side of Norway. But I think England, etc., and some other countries had it last week because we've had a lot of kids this
the
week.
The week that starts on Monday, according to Anders Hovland and Roger, their kids are on vacation that week, and they are in the western part of Norway.
No, maybe they put it together because it's usually overlap, usually east and then west,
Yeah.
and then there's an overlapping weekend. My kids literally just had their last school day on Friday, so... That might be nice if they get it all in the same thing. Kiwi said the other day I posted a video about needle on her Instagram. By the way, you can post your Instagram on there so they can find it. And it's fun to see how many people are getting inspired to try it out. It's a wonderful craft. Yeah, it is. I agree completely. Albert says the Voss beer you sell is in the store. Yep, it is.
Yep.
I want to get a porter this year. For some reason, we never got porter, and we thought it was too high a percent, but it's under. So we can
I believe
actually...
the limit is 5.
Because we got people who ask for dark beers, and all. Most of it is Indian Pale Ale or American Pale Ale.
There are some darker ones.
Yeah, the Kurulch, no.
Yeah, like that.
That one's probably the darkest I think we have, though. Yeah.
But also a matter of what I make for what percentile.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know about the special Norwegian letters, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
So this bear
What
is
is is 0 with a line through it.
yeah. This bear is from a place called Røros, and in Norwegian that's spelled like this.
Yeah, you have to
Is
kind of
it
rotate the
coming
can
out
a little bit.
clearly?
Yeah, but rotate it due to a shine. Just go a little bit back slowly. Yeah. Røros. So R0. It looks like an accounting 0. ROS.
Yeah. I used to play a strategy game. I know they
Yep.
come with new versions of it called the Hearts of Iron, which basically has the whole world in minute detail for the Second World War.
Yeah.
And in Norway you have the town of Røros. But because this game, well, it's Swedish, so I would expect them to know better. But they have spelled Røros as raw ass.
No.
Roras, I mean.
Yeah, because they have but it's O with 2 dots over
Yeah,
it.
but
It's the same letter.
they have just used an O for this.
Instead,
For
yeah.
this province, it's called Roras.
Roras.
Rowing butthole.
I would thought calm avalanche.
Yeah, okay.
See the little goblin. See his little feet and his little nosy wosy, or his nose woes. Isn't the goblin sweet? E. Blackadder drunk. 1583 from Torben.
Man of culture, I see.
Yeah.
We have to binge through the Blackadder episodes.
Oh yeah, no, we definitely have to binge watch those. Anne says, by the way, it's probably Belgian beer brewed from wine. Yes, crazy Belgian brewers do exist. Torrin says, yes, I'm a yarn snob, and the amount of natural fiber in yarn is like 95% in her stash. Yeah, no, I agree too. Once you go snobbish, it gets hard to go back. Kiwi says, haha, I had the feeling like a proper yarn snob. My plant died 100% mulberry silk yarn. Oh yeah, what a yarn snob. One of my favorite yarns has at least 30% silk in it. What's wrong with left-handed? No, or left-handed is completely fine. For needle binding, actually, I don't know if there was I forgot what the comment was about, but because in right-handed all your stitches go one way, but lucky left-handers, as I call them, they're the only ones with the stitches going the other way. So if you
In most contexts, it makes no difference. It's a great advantage in fencing.
yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, about 11% of people are left-handed. So most of the time, a left-handed fencer is training against a right-handed fencer. And most of the time, a right-handed fencer is also training against a right-handed fencer.
Yeah.
So when a right-handed fencer is facing a left-handed fencer, that is completely backwards for him, but it's business as usual for the left-handed fencer.
Ah.
So the only way to really confuse a left-handed fencer is to put him up against another left-handed fencer.
No, that makes sense, but that'd be kind of fun to watch in theory too, to see how it goes. Torrin says, yeah, I've only bought the acrylic yarn so that I could practice my knitting skills. I don't want to waste the good stuff. I am totally on board with that.
I think the only other reference to left-handed so far in this episode was I said I wouldn't buy bear unless it was sold by a blind left-handed nun at the darkest corner of the Vinmonopolet.
Oh, that's right. Why does she have to be left-handed? Don't waste the good stuff. No. No, I would do the same thing when I was learning how to crochet and knitting. Both of them, I started with that. And when I started to learn needle binding, I started with acrylic, I think, as well, just because I had so much of it. And it took me like a month to 3 months to try to catch on to it, but I went back to it, so that's how I knew I'd like it. But that thing hit the wall so many times. But at least with the acrylic, you didn't have to worry about that, picking the knots out. Let's see, I have to flip up a little bit here. Nellis says we have week 8 South Finland, week 9 Midwest Finland, and week 10 in East Northern Finland. We're in what, week 8 now? And Kaya says, it's true in Celia. Say hello to Celia as well, from Celia as well. No, in the United States we don't do the week numbers, but in Europe they do it quite a bit, apparently.
Well,
They in the calendar, so we would say January 1 through the 7th or something, but they'd be like, week 1.
Mostly in the school system.
Yeah.
I almost have to say normal people would say the date and the week that starts on Monday the 7th type of thing. But in the school system, that's week 8.
Yeah. No, I had a job that when I worked in the school system, that was the week thing. Anne says, I looked it up. It's not brewed from wine, but ripened in oak wood barrels. Apparently oak is not your thing.
I'm suspecting that these oaken barrels are tainted by French wine.
They could be. Max is taking a break from the socks and continuing with the Dalby stitch hat. Dalby is so nice.
This is bad.
Elf is left-handed, so she can get you beer from the darkest corners.
Well, the one thing I can say about left-handed people is that
It's week 8, babies.
if I'm training people to fight with swords, I can usually keep control of the right-handed people for about a day.
Yeah.
Because I know more than them, pure and simple. But the left-handed people will start killing me in the first hour. Because it is so backwards for me to fight with somebody who has their sword right across from my sword and their shield right across from my shield.
And since I have to look at all those things up now, you guys always find some strange things from the little breweries. Oh yeah, we're having fun now. And Kaya says, I only drink beer that is brewed by left-handed nuns in week 8. That's your sister. Oh, we got a needle bind. We're kind of horrible today. Okay, so wasn't planning it being at home, didn't clean. Let's see, I have to move this down. We have a stitch of the month. Let's see if we go down like that. Maybe it'll show. There we go. Wonderful cloth from, it's from a secondhand shop. I bought it for the wool. It's somebody's undone or unfinished project, I think. Anyway, but the wool is really nice and hand wove. So I finished my hat. Let's see if I go up a little bit. I finished it. My blue project. I did not block it, so it's a little on the bumpy side. To block it, I will put a wet cloth on top of it and then take an iron and go like that. Not like this, but like that. And then switch it and do it again, and it'll smooth it all out nicely and make all these stitches lock into place. So there you go. There's a third. There's 1, 2, 3, and there's actually a 4th color in there if you can see. Oh, in that light you can. It's this first dye and a second dye or something. I don't know what I did, but this is greenish, then it kind of goes like a little brown, then there's still part of the green there, and then it goes into brown again because it's 2 spirals. So there's one end, and there's the other end. I had them spiraling around each other because I wanted to have spacing in the color shifts, like you see up here. A little bit more of space so that I wouldn't have it go right into each other. Can this actually work in acrylic yarn? Yeah. You're just going to have a join issue. Albert says, I have fought online against left hands or lefts, and God, are they good or dominant, or I dominate, but it's always hard to get used to it. Yeah.
Against them online?
I fought online battle against lefts, and God, they are good, or I dominate, but it's always hard to get used to it. And then they wrote, yeah, by the way, and then Raymond's got on there the color of the month challenge. If you're doing that, it was orange in January. This month is blue. And then the stitch last month was our boga, which is what my blanket is in. This is, oops, that's the wrong side. This is our boga technical right side, which means the side facing you when you bind. That's the wrong side. And this is Oulu, which if I hold it this way is technically the right direction. This would be the technical right side. And that's the technical wrong side. So we were going to try some new joins today. Let's see if I can find some yarn. Anyway, but I finished one thing and I didn't do another. Let's see, where do I have? We have to get to the needle binding part. We're already over 30 minutes. We're almost at 40. So more of this yarn left over. Let's see, I'll put that over there. Okay. So if I'm going to do under the X, that connection, I have to have a plated edge. So this will be kind of fun to see. What does Oulu look like if you do a plated edge? Which means going over the yarn. Let's see. Going over the working yarn. First I have to get some stitches on. It doesn't matter how you start, just get started. You can cut it away if it doesn't look good. So, or you can pick it back. So I need 4 loops, I believe, for this one. If I remember correctly. Too tight. 3 and 4. So Oulu has, there's your loops, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to lift the second one, go behind the second and the third and pick them up, and then pick the second one back up again, and then go under the first and the leader yarn. But if I want a plaited edge, I gotta go over that one. And then I'll have a plaited edge. This is done quite quickly. If you want to see a really good video, go to Neulaken.fi or look up Oulu stitch. I think it's Russian 1+1+2, if I remember correctly, on YouTube, and look for Sana's videos. She works with blue yarn, but it's an easier way to see. Another thing she does is to make sure you know which ones. You can loosen them first, and then take the second one and push it behind. Pick up those two, and then pick up that second one again. But she goes nice and slow. And then this one I want to do a plaited edge intentionally. So we can play with that one again. Another way to do it would be to put the second loop on your finger. And then you can pick up the second or the third and the fourth. Then pick up that one again. Then I want plaited edge this time. So anyway, I'll do one more here, and then I'll flip it back onto Karl while I get a little row going, because I need to be able to make a little chain to have a connection. There. Maybe one more. I kind of like the way she loosened these up if you lose track of which loop is loop. Which loop is which. Which loop is loop. Don't do what I say, do what I mean. Okay, so far it's looking like that. If my beginning looks weird, I could just cut it. Okay. Peru to put the link of the Oulu stitch on, which is good. Let's see. We're still in the Bedouin winter of my mother's quilts. There you go. So, Karl, what more do you got?
About what?
You want to tell them what happened this week? Why I'm getting green stripes in my blanket?
Yeah, you're back. The term I used on staff chat to explain to the others that Karin might not be working today was squiggle fucked.
Yep, if Karl says squiggle fucked, it's not good. And anything. The plan for today is squiggle fucked, because somebody added a group. You kind of say it like that, it kind of screws everything up. Yeah, but
she had spasms in her back. It was like she was struck by lightning once every 90 seconds or so.
Yeah.
So she was standing over there holding onto the door frame and going, I need the car keys so I can drive to the Legevakt. No, woman, you're not driving anywhere.
The Legevakt is about an hour away. Legevakt is the emergency room, by the way. But it's you have the emergency room, and you can wait until we can get to you emergency room. That's the one I mean.
When this happens at midnight.
No, they let me right in, no problem. But we had to take a taxi then. Yeah. The world's most expensive taxi, but that gets covered in Norway. You want to explain that one too?
We spent about 5,000 Norwegian kroner on taxi. But we'll get that back if we just manage to do the paperwork and jump through all the hoops.
Yeah, when you have to take a cab for a medical reason, they would have sent an ambulance, but it wasn't available or something?
No, they were actually contemplating that. They wanted to send an ambulance just to give you pain relief. Yeah. But then they basically decided that giving you pain relief without knowing exactly what's wrong is maybe not a good idea.
No, because there's other things it could be. It could be a kidney infection. It could be a heart attack. That kind of back pain can lead to other stuff. But this one, because I didn't have other symptoms. I wasn't coughing. I wasn't vomiting. I could pee properly. I didn't have all these other symptoms.
Because it's really good to see you today, not holding onto your table.
No.
Looking like you got struck by lightning, then giggling, then apologizing, then getting into more pain because you were giggling. And
I had back pain Tourette's. Every once in a while I was like, Jesus. I was getting very religious. But it was bad. But that was the one where I took Karl's like, I think maybe tomorrow is a doctor day, Karin, because we were going to do that earlier this week, but like, no, it'll get better. It's fine. Wait till morning. I don't want to drive all the way to Lardal. And then this time he says, I think it's doctor's time tomorrow, Karin. I'm like, no, I think it's doctor's time now. And then he's like, and then you got serious mode. Good boyfriend. No, so that's why I get a day for being dumb. Let's see. Cancel. I hit the wrong button here. We're going nuts.
What are you doing?
I was going to switch the camera and I end up trying to hit the X, which ends the thing. There we go.
You hit the X on it on the thing.
Yeah, but we're going to know the X on the YouTube, not the other X. Okay, so there we have
She goes
my...
under the X, and now she hits the X to end the thing.
So by the way, if you don't like the start, because I think this was a few too many loops to do this way, this is what I meant.
Peas!
Peas!
That's, I was trying to come up with what this thing tastes like. That
It
is
tastes
not
like
supposed to
peas?
be that. Peas, yes.
Peas.
It's better than the French, the Belgian French wine.
You
but,
liked that one better? Yeah.
It's bare
The
little
roast beer.
peas. That's what it tastes like.
There you go. See? No, I did a perfect start the whole time. They'll never know. Shh. But anyway, so that's what it was looking like with the plated edge. And then I think I have just enough to go under the X. Go ahead, Karl. Let's see. Do I have just enough? I picked out a bit. Okay, so this is the X. This would be your F1, your first stitch. Second stitch, third stitch, but because they go this way now, because we did a braided edge, you go under that, which is, I think, the X. Or here, if I go in the very, I'm going to do here for the very end first. Then you do your stitch. I'm hugging the camera, so excuse the excessive breathing. Where did my leader yarn go? Oh, shit. There, try this again. I'm an expert.
Uncertain which one is the X and which one is the leader.
No, I got the X now, but I left my leader out. And you can't leave the leader out when you're going under the X. Go ahead. Okay, and this is my tail. We got to get the tail out of the way too. I hate it when the tail gets stuck when you're going under the X and under the forgetting your leader yarn. Okay, there we go. So now, if I can get the damn yarn out of the way, that was there. So here's the next X. Then let's see. So they sent me, they gave me some painkillers, and then I sat in the waiting room until they started to take effect. Then they sent us home with another taxi, where I could feel every bump. It made me very drowsy, but it was, still having the Tourette's pain, but it got better. It's always better in the morning, but we figured out one of the reasons why it's bad is because when it's cold here, you're tense. You're doing like, and then when you're doing that for a while because you're cold, and if you already have muscle pain, for example, whatever, you're contracting your muscles and making it 10 times worse. So it was when we moved all the furniture, I believe. I think I must have overdid it. Or when I fell on the ice, I don't know, a while back, a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago maybe, it hurt a little bit, but I didn't remember hurting my back, but I might have whipped it. So I think it's the furniture, to be honest, between the furniture and the cold going like this all the time. Because anything you do with your muscles tensed is going to be 10 times worse than it would have been otherwise. So maybe that's what I did. I don't know, but I've got painkillers now. If I want them, I will see if I need them. I think I have like 5 pills. They don't give you too many, but anyway, they are addicted or habit forming, so they don't want to give you too many. Then you go to your doctor. And me, I can't even remember to take aspirin if I want to, so I will take them if I feel like I need them or if I'm clinging to the door, having Tourette's convulsions of pain. So I guess the technical term is I threw my back out somehow. Maybe not quite. I don't know, because it didn't just kind of snap.
I don't think so. I understood what you kind of referred from the doctor is that this is basically shit that just happens.
Yeah, it's a strained muscle, but it was spasming is what it was doing. So let's see, how many did we get there? This is under the X. Oh, my cat's playing with a plastic paper bag over there. So there we go. This is F1. This is under the X, if you can kind of see the difference there. It has a bit of this ridge here is kind of missing on this one, and it's probably on the inside because that's the right side. And the technical wrong side has that ridge there. But it's kind of interlocked in between. This is kind of cool. I kind of like going under the X in Oulu. Karl's giving me a look. Okay. Anyway, I will get some more here. We'll flip it and watch Karl's face. Let's see. And then I'll catch up a little on chat. Woo! Other way. There we go. So you're not looking. Ah! Okay. All right, let's see. For real, has some stories to tell, says Kaya. I gotta get this one. Okay. You should get Carl's dad, our dad, to talk about World War II on the channel. For real, he has some stories to tell. Have you done that before, Carl? I know your father surprises you.
Not on YouTube, obviously, but...
No, but I mean, you said every time, when you, I'll start a new one for the next stitch. You said every time you talk to your dad, you realize there's something more about him that you never knew. He's got a lot of surprising...
He's been everywhere and done everything, pretty much.
Yeah. He's 91. Let's see. Okay. What else here? Oh, it might be a little overtime for the next link, but the mom and stitch, or the stitch I'm using is Vemesjarvi. I don't know if I'm probably butchering the name. But that would be with that connection then, I guess, yeah. Does it make a plated edge? Only if you go, or only on this stitch, or the stitch you go over the last yarn instead. I know what she's saying. Instead of under, on any stitch, when they call plated edge, it's because they're going over the working yarn. So Mommen could have a plated edge. There's one called Bjursbo. There's the Oslo stitch and there's Bjursbo stitch. Bjursbo stitch is the exact same thing as Oslo, except it's also Oslo as a plated edge. So if you make Oslo stitch with the plated edge, that's called Bjursbo. It just happens to have a name for a find for that. But yeah, anytime if you see a plated edge, they're just basically finishing it off a different way. And plated, I guess in this case they mean braided, and sometimes it does look kind of braided, sometimes it doesn't, so I'm not really sure where they get plated from, but it's spelled plated as in Plaited, so like braiding. Grand Makish is main elf. It does not say that where it's made from. Oh, that's something further back up then. There's a link for the Oulu stitch that you put on there, which is good. Thanks to Peruta. Blended Scotch aged is charred bourbon barrels. What do you think, Carl? And that's where he says made with Grand Macnish in the main.
But what are we talking about here? Is it the Duchess or?
Maybe. Looking far back. Okay, squiggle fucked is my new favorite word. Oh my god, I am so sorry that you were hurting. That's okay, but you got a new word out of it. So no, I'm doing better now. It just seems to be worse in the evenings anyway. So today I took the day off to, well, not really. I didn't take the day off. I just did home office. Took it easy because the thing is, I can rest, but too much rest is not a good thing either. The best thing you can actually do for it is walk. As Peruta was saying, you should do Pilates. Yes, I should. It's because I was thinking, I'm overweight and I'm 51, so that doesn't help anything. And he says, actually, it's not so much to do with being overweight or your age. It's the fact that you need to get some more motion. So yeah, we'll have to take Karl for walks because I need a walks. So
what do you think I do all day? Yeah?
So I'm going to have to walk Karl so that I can get out and go for a walk. And then my boss is like, oh, you don't want to do the Gudvangen loop. I'm thinking it was flat. You end up back at your car. It's a pretty short, quick little trip. She's like, no, you need to go down a dark tunnel in Avalanche Alley.
No, I'm not going.
Bring a headlamp. You're not. Anyway, so Karl refuses to go there. Yeah, but yeah, no, I should learn how to do Pilates or do Tai Chi and some other things to stretch anyway. It's what's not getting stretched enough. Well, aeration and ice and water can change the taste too. That's on Not About My Back, by the way. And then, no, that's about I have to take baby aspirin daily. Yeah, no, I found out I can take up to 4 grams of paracetamol, which is basically an aspirin, a day, and up to 1,200 of e-books, and up to that. And then I can take the painkiller on top of that if I need it, but I'd rather not if I don't need to. Tomorrow I have to go and drive and pick up the kids at 5 a.m. in Voss, so we're going to try not to take anything. Otherwise, we'll have to order them a taxi. Did they give me Russell Rectors? They did. PJ said, I just learned that Americans pronounce plated different. Yeah, how do you say plated? Plaited. You say plaited, don't you? If you plait one's hair. Anyway, yeah, we would say plated. There you go. New thing. English versus, or British English versus American English. Okay, Karl, tell a story. I need to put another, I need to start another chain for the next one.
You have to be a little bit more specific than that.
With what? Plaited, plated?
Ask me a question or something.
Ask you a question.
Don't go Mike.
How was it like going? Okay, so one thing we find out is that when people are working together, sometimes you have couples, and that makes things pretty tricky in the work experience. You can talk about that on staff when you have people who are couples on staff, how that can make things difficult for scheduling and blah, 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 blah. You're the one who's been bitching about this, and now you're a couple, but the other half of your couple wasn't at work today, so how was that? I give you lots to talk about now. Spill the beans, I gotta make a chain.
Perfectly fine. It's not like you're normally walking around holding my hand when I'm guiding anyway.
No, we're pretty much in two different departments, if you can call it that. You're in the village, and I'm usually in an office.
And also...
Now, anyway, I didn't used to be, but... Oops, no, this will do. No plated edge on this one.
You're always trying to keep things as harmonic as possible. You don't want unnecessary noise. So if you can, you give a couple the same days off. So it's done very, very annoying if the couple you have are basically the same thing. If they are basically...
Two guides.
Yeah, take Roger and Marie, for instance. No, both of them are guides. Both of them are shift leaders. Both of them guide in Norwegian and English.
And both of them like to go visit her family in France.
Yeah, but obviously they do that at the same time. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I lose two guides and two shift leaders at the same time, which is a little bit annoying. It would be better if it was like Georg and Angela. Georg is a chieftain, Angela is a musician. Doesn't matter if they are overlapping or not overlapping. But most days I want as many guides as I need and at least one shift leader.
So Mal, your predecessor, anyway, he was also part of a couple, and he used to have to make the schedules before you, and he was laughing your ass off when you got together with a coworker. You said, "Oh, you're a couple now."
No, that's because this is kind of his pet peeve. Because making a schedule is difficult when you try to keep. So, if I start with blank sheets and I have a week in front of me, I can know that, say, for instance, on Wednesday and Thursday, I need a German-speaking guide. On Sunday, I need everybody to come to work because you have a super important event with all the bells and whistles and fanfares and stuff. On Monday, it's super important that these two particular workers are working because we've already sold the product online or in reality that includes these two. So I have some fixed positions, and then I have to try to kind of squiggle it together so that everybody gets 2 days off. The couples ideally get the same 2 days off. I have enough people to run the village after all this is said and done. So if I burn all my German guides on Wednesday and Thursday, then basically Germans who show up on Friday can just go invade some other country. It's tricky and it's a little bit annoying from a planning perspective, but you want the same courtesy yourself, so you try to give it to everybody else. Which makes the poor single guys, usually they end up having to do the jobs that none of the couples want to do.
Yeah, overtime. Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to cut off the end now. I'm just going to let it go crappy. Ow, there we go. That was one of my Tourette's ows, by the way. Okay. Oop, there. Down. So, F1, M1. Which means middle one. Did we do that? This would be the middle, these little dots. And this is F1, these parts where it goes over. Now you see it's going this way again because I did regular. I'm going to just ignore this first little blob there. So M1 plus F1. So you're taking 2 and then you join. And I know Sana has videos for this connection too. But it's kind of fun to see what the connection does on different stitches. And then Ingela Anderson did a huge paper on all these different connections that you could do. It's just amazing how one little change or the way you connect it changes the look of your stitch too. The look of your stitch, I can speak. So F or M1, F1. and then the connection, and then the stitch. So when you're making your project, whatever connection you want to use is up to you. It's just, it's kind of just a reason to try a new stitch. Let's see, there. So, whoops, shaking. I wonder if I get one more stitch in there, maybe we can see what it does. I'm one of those people that like to kind of kick this loop off my thumb as I go, which is really bad when you're trying to show someone how to do it because you just see it falling off the thumb there. So I have to apologize for that. See, I like to take it off as I go. It just makes it a little faster, but it makes it harder to show. So anyway, there is that connection. Sorry, there you go. That would be the M1F1 connection on the right side. I didn't get very far in. And on the wrong side, it would look like that. So you kind of got this little rows that look a little bit like York right there, and then it'll be split again. That's kind of cool. So it's fun anyway to see how much you can do to change a stitch. I was going to show one more thing, but we'll catch up on chat a little bit first here. Because then we'll be on overtime, but it's just over 60 minutes now. But since we're at home, I can show you my box of leftover yarns, all these little ends. And then I was telling you that I was spinning them. And at the, I don't know, it'll be interesting to see what this turns out like. I was ignoring what the fibers are. So sometimes there's a little bit of silk in there. Sometimes it's a little bit of acrylic. But this is what, it's kind of easier to see there. It just kind of changes. But I will ply this. I think it'll be fun to see what it looks like when it's plied together. First of all, look at Karl. You're just kind of cute over there. There you go. So we'll catch up on chat and make sure I caught all that. Plated is pronounced platted down here too in the upside down land. Elf says, I say plated. Yeah, that's what I say too. Played, yeah. Like, let's see. Oh, I say plaid. Played. Ah. Karin was talking about how my whiskey and Coke tasted like caramel and the fact that the cheap whiskey that is charred and aged in bourbon barrels is kind of good now. See, I knew I missed a line in there. Yeah. Let's see. Kitty! They like the cat. Let's see. Nella says paracetamol and aspirin is not the same thing. Okay, there you go. You can correct it. I have no idea what the ingredients are. I burned the box. But anyway, it's a pain reliever. Kaya says, but for real, it isn't Viking or Nalbinding. You should really get our dad, to talk about the World War II things. Yes, we do. We definitely need to do it. Your dad's got a lot of good stories. You need to write as many of those down as you can. Max says, I was wondering was school like for students and with disabilities in Norway like? I'm just curious about it and how it's kind of different from here in America. I don't know that one. You have to tell that one.
Well, I don't know how it is in America.
Well, how do you do it here? That's the easiest way.
You try to accommodate as much as possible. It depends on the disability. But everything has to be wheelchair accessible, for instance.
Yeah, we have elevators in all our schools. So, we have to, if it's more than one floor.
In my class, when I started at ungdomsskolen, that is basically from 7th grade and up back down, two guys in my class from other schools had wheelchairs, and then they had to kind of rebuild the school to accommodate for this. So they built another section where they had a wardrobe that were accessible to them. And the rooms that you have to go to that are on the second floor, that is basically the kitchen, where they teach cooking. That's the only room that you absolutely have to get to go through school. That's on the second floor. So they built a stair elevator up to that, so you could drive a wheelchair on, and then this kind of thing just goes along the stairs up. both of these guys had assistants that were following them around and had the primary responsibility to basically just help them out. But I don't know if this is the type of disability we are talking about, or if it is typical for Norway, or if that's how they do it in America too. I don't know.
Yeah, no, maybe. Well, it depends on the disability, yeah. But we have to have wheelchairs, etc. If it's a mental disability, then they would have them in a separate class.
Yeah, we don't.
That kind of thing. But
that we don't do in Norway.
No, do you have them? Well, we try to keep them in the same class as much as they can. But if they can't, then
unless they are either dangerous to other people or
not that way.
completely rambunctious,
Yeah.
They will be in the same class.
Yeah, no, this is just if they can't keep up, that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, that we don't care about that.
Yeah, no, then it's...
half the class can't keep up. Who cares?
Paracetamol is what Tylenol is. There we go, says Raymond. Quite different to aspirin. Yep, nope, then that's completely different. Record him telling this story, says Jennifer Miller. I have to agree. We did take some notes. My 104-year-old uncle, he was almost 104. We had copied down some of his stories, and it was amazing. They made a video, actually. Now it's on VHS. I got to get that thing transferred. Of what it was like when he first moved, when him and his family anyway came over from Poland, because they had to leave during the war. You either would have to provide for the, was it for the Germans at the time? I guess. Yeah. Anyway, you would have to.
Depends which part of Poland. Because
Well, it's 1918, I believe he came over. Yeah, so this is maybe not German. What is it? Which one is that? Oh crap! If I can remember. Anyway, but yeah, you had to. They had to either help out the opposing army, let them occupy their land, etc., or they had to die.
You're in World War One now.
It's World War One, I believe. Yeah. So
Yeah,
anyway,
that
they
would
came over
be,
here.
The Soviet Union.
Yeah. So that's how. So they ended up coming over to United States that way. Some of them just chose to jump in rivers, and anyway, he recorded it all, and it was really good. You can tell it's been about 25 years since I've seen that thing. So I have it. It's on VHS. I need to get it transferred over to something so I can see it. But it's really, really a good idea. So definitely get the stories down while you can. Let's see. What is that on the bottom? Did I make it on the bottom of? Oh, this. Nope. This is actually, it's a really long spindle. I haven't decided if I like it or not. It did not come with a hook on it. I put a hook on it because it just makes it a little bit easier. It's a really heavy weight. This is bone. I got it from a Polish lady actually I bought it off of her. But it's
Oh God!
this is her femur. No.
My first thought when you said that is, which part of a Polish lady is so big that you can make this out of it?
It's the boob bone. No, no. Magda makes these. She's from Poland. I bought it off of her.
No, but
I got the bone from a Polish lady.
this is fairly massive, so I'm still wondering which bone.
I have no
which
idea,
part
but
of
it
a
is. Yeah, it is extremely massive. Or if they put two together, but I don't. As far as I can tell, it. Oops, sorry. There's no seam, so it's one piece.
Because even if it was a femur or something like that, it should be hollow on the inside. So.
Yeah, we don't know. You know what? I should ask her that when I see her next time, anyway. But I liked that it was heavy, but it's almost too heavy to use a half hitch, so I added a. But I had a hook on it. So like for comparison, this is what I would normally use. This little wooden one. Where in the bottom. I think I also have one that's got it on the top. But anyway, so it's kind of heavy to get used to. But this one, it's keeps unspinning unless I get a lot of yarn on it. So anyway, I have this one, but that's what it is. It's a bone. I don't know if it's based off of a find or what, but yeah.
I think most of the finds that survive from the Viking Age are soapstone.
Yeah.
But there is a strong survivor bias here, because soapstone will survive 1,000 years no matter what you do to it, more or less.
No, this one was bone, she said. So.
But the bone,
You can
wood,
see it's
and things that are not stone doesn't necessarily survive for 1,000 years. Normally,
it's really cool when it goes wee. Anyway, so what I'll do is I'll take my leftover yarns. I can actually flip the camera again. Let's see, turn it this way, and then up and down. So I have my little leftover yarns here. Some odds and ends I picked out. That one is based on one he's seen before, the pattern before. Yeah, I would imagine if it was Magda making it, it must come with a find. So if it's a 2-ply yarn, I'll split the ply It doesn't have to be long pieces. Let's see, that one's kind of stuck because it's going to go in the carder anyway, so you're just breaking it up a bit. Let's see if we start on the other end too. Something like that. Anyway, because it's going to get carded. And then this is one of those with silk in it. It's like 30% silk, but I just split it up because it's already single ply. Do like that. This one could be split up some more. You only have to do a little bit. This one was already single ply. You can see it was knit once. I think it was a shawl that got a hole in it because they just do that after sometimes, and it was irreparable, and it was old, and I have a gazillion more, so I decided to parts the yarn. Anyway, and this was an end that broke. This one's alpaca. See, we're really mixing fibers now. I got a knot in here, and I'm not even going to deal with it. And same thing. Split the ply on it. This is a 3-ply, I see. Maybe I can pull it out. Anyway, so you can kind of get the idea. And this is worth a little bit of overtime. And then I have this green one, little piece. It's also 2-ply. We'll take it apart. Put it together. Okay, so it's not very much to go with, but it's enough to show. Then we use the carders. These are the ones from Norway, where we found them at a secondhand store. You just throw them in there, and then I have to do it this way, I think. Maybe you can see. Oh, if it stays pointing down. No, it doesn't want to point down, but it'll hopefully do. But you card them against each other. And this is hard to show. Let's see. Maybe if I do like... Can you hold it like that, Karl, like this? There you go. Down, 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 down. There. So you kind of just pet it. You're not supposed to kill it. You're just supposed to pet it. And as you do that, it makes it go kind of fuzzy. And if you can't get it to pick up anymore, then you push it, flip it, and push it onto the other one. And it all goes on that one. And then you do that back and forth a bit. Let's see. We're not going to do it really well, just because to be quick. But it kind of mixes them together. There we go, one more. Some of the fibers will split up more easily than the others. If I had a lot on here, it would. Anyway, so then we have it like that. Then there's a way you can flip it onto it, but since it's so much, I'm just going to roll it. You got to pull it this way, Karl. There we go. So we'll just roll it off and make what's called a roll leg, roll log, however you want to pronounce it. There. Now I can probably take it back here. Let's see. Almost. Tip, tip, tip. Try to go down again. There. And then I don't know how much of it you'll see spinning, but I will try. Let's see. Not getting my shawl caught up in it. We'll use Karl's leg there. So for this one, I will hook it around here a couple times maybe. And hopefully you can see it. Now what I'm going to do is spin it like this and keep it spinning. I'm going with a, what is that, a S or Z? I don't know. I can't think right now. Anyway, I always tend to spin it to the right. And then if you ply it, you have to spin it to the left when you're all done. So there we go. Overlap it a little bit like that. And then start spinning. Then stretch. So this is where the weight has something to say. Soon that sucker's going to hit the floor. Wait, we'll try it again. It's a very limited amount of camera range. Then I take it off and I walk it back onto the thing. My splice wasn't very good. It just came undone. Try it again. It's so heavy, this one. And then, of course, when I got the yarn on there, it got even heavier. There, it's back on again. To walk it back, you do like that. And hopefully it's in range. It's hard to look in the camera. So, there we are again. And then you start spinning. You can untwist and pull a little at the same time. Let's see. There, like that. And that's what I've been doing with my leftover yarn. And I have no idea what in the hell I'm going to make with this. But we'll see how much I end with. But that's how I got that. So you can kind of see the color will be different. And it all depends on what I grabbed out of the box. But the idea is to take all of my yarn. So that was something I mentioned, I don't know, about a month or so ago. But let's see. We'll turn the camera around again. And then you can see it a little bit better in front. So it's hard to tell with the bright light what the color is, but it's mostly the red is picking up here. But there you are. And sometimes you'll get little pieces. If it doesn't come in out very well, sometimes you'll get a little piece that sticks out, but that's just called effect yarn, isn't it? When these little pieces might pop out. But anyway, somebody was asking how I did that or if I spun. That's what I do. But I can't do that anymore right now because my back is starting to hurt. Whew. Anyway, but we are pretty much at the end. I was just going to see what else there was here. I wish there were more books on needle binding. I agree with you. That would be really quite good to see. My top 2 picks would be Merve Pasanen's With One Needle as far as practicality goes. And the Claudia Bittner, was it? I forgot her last name anyway, but what in the world is that? Needle binding, what in the world is that for history? And then there's a lot of nice little ones too, like Ann Decker, and Maria's also got one somewhere that get quite specific. Twist, which then becomes, twist, which then becomes an S twist when plied, yeah. So I will twist, there she goes, Z twist, then twist once plied. Art yarn, there you go. Okay, and see you next week. Yep, nope, I'm going to go pop some more aspirin now because I just realized I'm starting to feel pain. So I will see you. Have a good one. Say bye, Karl.
Bye, Karl.
Say bye, Cat.
Bye, Karl.
Okay. It'll be on Saturday next week, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
But the future is kind of unpredictable these days.
We're going with Saturday. Bye.